Hey Spooksters! As you can see by the title, we are having another vault release. To keep on theme with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, we're bringing you another recap today of a movie fitting that theme. Before I let you get into the episode, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so much for supporting Three Spooked Girls through the years and every single week. We couldn't do this without you guys, and we love you all so much. Now, let's get into this vault episode.
Warning. The following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Three spooked girls. Three spooked girls. When you wanna hear about the paranormal, you get the Spooked Girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal with the Three Spooked Girls. Stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you scream along with the Spooked Girls. Bring on the slaughter. We on that haunted ground. Spooked Girls. The Three Spooked Girls.
The movie we're reviewing tonight is called Midnight Kiss. And the movie is just as cheesy as its name. But I have to bring you back to a time 8 years ago when I worked for a telephone company. And if you work in retail, you know this thing called Muzak. It's the most annoying thing on the planet because you don't get to kind of customize the music to the aesthetic of your town or your feel or anything. It's just corporate mandated music. At the time, I don't know if this is different, but at Sprint, you had to play Muzak no matter what. You couldn't have silence. Silence wasn't an option. You had to have music playing. And every season, you get a new disc. So fall, they play kind of warm, fuzzy songs. And then literally on November fucking 15th, we got a disc that was for Christmas. And you had to put it in to be downloaded on the 16th. And it started playing the 16th. So November 16th of 2012, my coworkers and I do this update and everything. We're sitting around. We turn on Muzak to start the day. 3 songs play. First, it was Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and then it was some sort of Bing Crosby song. And then came the song that we hate to this day. So all of a sudden, this NSYNC pop classic called Kiss Me at Midnight pops on. It literally goes, kiss me at midnight, something, party until the morning light. And we're partying into the new year. And so at first, the first time it played, we were all oh my God, this is hilarious. I remember when this came out, everyone's talking about how they remembered it came out. And then the song ends and proceeds to start again. So we just thought it was funny. I'm going to tell you that our Muzak broke and would only play one song for the entire fucking Christmas season. No. And they didn't want to fix it because in the middle of January, the store was getting an upgraded version of Muzak and they would have to pay extra to get the new Muzak ahead of time or have them come out. So they just kept sending us a disc and it just kept downloading the same playlist, which was fucking up our system, and only played Kiss Me at Midnight.
Oh my God.
If you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother, it's true. You go through these stages of you're fucking hate this song to it doesn't bother me to all of a sudden you're just literally all of us were singing and dancing and having, and then oh, I fucking hate that. It would be an 8 to 10 hour day because it's holiday season. So you end up working a lot of overtime listening to this deafening song. And this is when jam boxes were really big, the JBL jam boxes. And we would turn it down and play Christmas. We just turn on one of the demo phones and play Christmas music. And our district manager would come in a lot because we were the first store he'd get to. And he would be you have to play the Muzak. And we're what? No, it's just the one song.
Oh, God.
Over. So every time I see the Kiss at Midnight, I'm NSYNC, or as the guy on TikTok says, what was it?
Oh, God.
NSYNC. Anyone who was alive when they were big were excuse me?
Right. Oh, terrible.
No. Anyway.
Yes. Moving on.
So we're going to move on and just talk about this movie. So the beginning of this movie starts with like a montage that's like amazing. And it starts in like 2003 and all these people, it's like the countdown to midnight and everyone's kissing people at midnight. And then it flash forwards to like 2014 and they're doing the same thing.
You said 2003.
Oh my God. I meant 2013. Somebody shoot me. I'm so bad. Someone shoot me with a smart pill, please. Anyway. Okay, so 2013, I'm still back in NSYNC land. That's what's happening.
It's okay.
So it's like 2013, they're kissing, 14, 15, 16, 17, basically for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And then it's 2019.
Yeah. I would assume as soon as they turned old enough to go to the club and stuff, they just started doing it, you know?
Right, totally.
He was super cute.
Yeah. Okay, like, I want to say that this gave me high hopes. I was like, this is going to be cute. Like, they're just a bunch of best friends, and they're, like, hanging out at midnight, and they're kissing different people. It's going to be magical.
Oh, no, I knew it was a horror movie.
Well, no, I knew that, too, but, like...
yeah.
And then it, like, flash forwards to 2019, and it's this guy on a phone, and his name is Zach. No, his name is not Zach. His name is Ryan.
Mm-hmm. And he's part of their friend group.
Yeah. So Ryan is part of this group, but don't get attached to Ryan.
No, do not.
No.
No.
Don't get attached to Ryan because he's going to be there for like 2 seconds and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So basically Ryan is talking to like his friend who's a girl whose name is Hannah, and they're on the phone and she's like, "Why are you missing New Year's?" Because they're from like LA and they're going to go into the desert. So like Palm Springs, that area.
Yeah.
For New Year's. And she's like, "Why are you ditching us?" And he's like, basically his boyfriend or his sugar daddy is flying him off to like some exotic place.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is an LGBTQ plus movie. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of ass in this movie.
Yeah, there is. All the butts.
Like an inordinate amount of ass. Like I was like, okay, I get that. And then it's like the very first scene with dialogue is a guy trying on swim shorts. And he's literally holding his, like, shorts porn style where his butt is showing, but his dingling isn't showing in the mirror reflection. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, no one's just going to stand there like that. They're either going to pull their pants all the way up or they're going to, like, pull it down.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like that is a thing. Like, who stands, like, Abercrombie and Fitch style in their own mirror?
Ryan does, okay?
Okay, apparently. Sorry, Ryan. My bad. So basically he says, "I'm being whisked away. I'm not coming to Palm Springs. It's whatever. And then he gets in the shower. And then he dies in the shower by a masked man. It's a little like the one from the murder house.
Yes. The instant I saw that, because Matt was watching it with me, I instantly was like, ooh, it's Murder House all over again.
Except for it's shaped like a pig.
Yeah, but still, I was
it's
like,
the only
it
difference.
gives me the same vibes for sure. I was like, oh, damn. And they wasted no time. Like, it was literally not even 5 minutes into this movie, dead. Slash the throat. You're gone.
Like 3 minutes of dialogue. "I can't go. Oh, you should go. You suck. Okay, bye." Hang up, get in the shower.
Dead. And of course, he has that clear but not clear shower curtain.
You're right. The opaque.
Yeah, I was like, of course he has that. Of course.
And then he gets like stabbed in the stomach, if I remember right. And then he's just like laying in the bathtub dying. And the guy throws glitter on him.
He's a bloody, glittery mess. So, you know.
He's bleeding to death essentially in a bathtub.
Yeah.
And they just like chucks his party glitter at him, which I was dying. I was like, that's awesome. He got party glittered. So then it cuts to this guy taking like a nude photo of, or a suggestive photo of himself. And this guy's name is Cameron, or as he's affectionately known as Cam. And he's kind of our main focal character. All of these people are important, but this is really, I believe, Cameron's story. So Cameron is getting ready and he's like, "I don't really want to go. I really hate these people." And then he's basically going, his friend Hannah's like, "No, you have to go." Ryan is skipping out. I don't know what our friend Zach is doing, but Logan and Joel are going to meet us for brunch, and then we're going to drive into the desert. So they go and they meet for brunch, and Logan and Joel have a little announcement.
They're engaged.
Yay! It's like one of those like received ones where people are like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But like secretly like, do I have to say congratulations to you? No, I don't want to. So they drive out to the desert. One of the things you have to realize is that they all received these little white envelopes with black like typewriter lettering on it. And they all say like different things. Obviously, Ryan's doesn't really say much because he just, wasn't going. But as they're driving out into the desert before they get to the house, they basically are like, well, now that Joel is engaged to Logan, and Logan is kind of the newcomer into the group. Joel was a part of the original group. Are we going to play the game? The Midnight Kiss game. Everyone's like, yeah, just, my favorite part was like, Joel was just like, yeah, just because I'm engaged doesn't mean I'm not going to play. I'm like, that's exactly why.
Yeah.
Sir, like, you are engaged. You should not be playing the Midnight Kiss game. No, thank you. So the Midnight Kiss game is simply this. There are 2 rules. 1, you have to kiss someone at midnight that isn't part of your group. And 2, it has to be consensual. Oh, there is a 3rd rule. You can take them home, but they have to be gone by sunrise.
Yes.
So it's basically like a night just to let your freak fly and not have, there's like really, in this friend group, there's no consequences for it. If you're with someone, you can take someone else home. And Logan is like kind of reluctantly being like, okay.
Yeah, he was not very thrilled.
Not at this time. Basically, Hannah and Cameron start talking, and it comes out that Joel and Cameron used to be a couple, and that it's weird because now he's engaged to Logan, and Cameron doesn't really like Logan, and it's just like, whatever. And then they get to the house, and then they decide to go swimming, and at this point, Logan pulls out all of the sordid history amongst all of the friends. So you find out that, like, the friend group is Joel, Hannah, Cameron, Zach, and Ryan. And according to Hannah, she, in fact, holds the lore of all of their debauchery.
Yes.
Ryan has slept with every member of the group, except for apparently Joel is not a bottom. We find that out real soon.
Yep.
And that Joel and Cameron used to be a couple. And I don't really know who Zach has slept with. I'm assuming Joel and obviously Ryan.
Well, he slept with Cam because that's the model guy, right?
Yeah.
He said that Cam and him slept together before he was a model. And then he's like, and then he realized he was too hot for me. So,
Oh, yes.
And they like laugh about it. So,
Yes. Zach is very like Instagram model. Skin game on fleek because it's like literally he has no pores.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is editing magic. You look fantastic. But anyway, after this, they all kind of make the decision that they're going to go out that night. And then Zach arrives and is like, we're going to this party. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they're like, okay. But Zach's like, I need to take a nap because I'm tired. I live such a fantastic life that I'm so tired and I need to relax after my 1.5-hour drive into the desert. So then he takes a nap and everyone's kind of like hanging out, just doing their own thing. Zach wakes up and goes into the closet of that room he's staying in because this is Joel's family's home.
They're all doctors.
Yeah, they all got money.
Yeah.
So Zach is in Joel. It seems to be Joel's mom's closet because there's a lot of like women's clothes and it's very expensive. And there's like a fur coat. And I'm like, woman, first and foremost, what are you doing with a fur coat in the desert?
Rich people things. It's fine.
Even in the winter time, it is hot AF out there. I know. I've been there in January. So then he's like trying it on and he's like doing his whole like modeling in the mirror thing. And then all of a sudden, Pig Mask Man comes in and he takes it like as this like, ooh, this is sexy. Like whoever, and I think he thinks it's Cameron because I think he says Cameron. And that's not what happens. Basically, he strangles him. And then when he's kind of incapacitated, he breaks off a bottle of champagne. And I was like, oh, he's going to put the spout in his mouth. No, he stuck the big part
in his throat. Ugh.
Yeah. And then his throat did this weird bulge thing. And I was like, no, I don't like that.
So he's dead.
He's dead. So then basically everyone else is now getting ready to go to this club that Zach was like, we have to go to this club.
No, Zach wanted to go to a different party. He didn't want to go to that club.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, because that's where they think he goes. That's why they're not like, where the fuck is he? Because they're like, he's like, I met these awesome people and we really need to stop in. And Joel's like, no, we're going to the club because we do every year. And he's like, okay, no.
And one thing you will learn about Joel is that Joel is very controlling.
Yeah.
There is an aggressive scene where Logan comes in wearing cologne and he's like, I don't like you wearing cologne. And then they have like weird control sex, I want to say. Like, it was very like, I think Joel just getting out frustration and Logan just being like, I'm happy to be in this relationship.
Poor dude.
Right?
Oh, God. Yeah.
And then he's like, go, because at the end, Joel's like, go clean yourself and don't put on cologne. And I was like, oh, this just got real fucking aggressive, soups fast. And they go out to this club. And at this point, I feel really bad for Hannah because she does make a valid point, is that all of the friends that she have are gay men and none of them even think like maybe we should hit up a straight bar for her to like find someone. And then, you know, because that would have been my suggestion, like go find a straight bar, help her find a guy, bring that guy with her to gay bar.
Right.
Not what happens.
No.
And she kind of has abandonment issues, like, because everyone abandons her every New Year's Eve. They just go do whoever. So they're at the club. And mind you, at this point, they are all free games. So Joel and Logan don't have to stick near each other. And they don't.
As soon as they get their dose of Molly, they all like spread out.
Oh my God, yes. I almost forgot about the Molly. Yeah, they get high. And then Cameron sees this guy named Dante. And then he's like following Dante, but like not following Dante, like, because I don't know where he went. And then he runs into Logan, who is like
doing things with two dudes.
With two dudes. It's like, so he's taking this kiss at midnight game, like real extreme.
Yeah.
And then Cameron runs into Joel in the bathroom and they're like, oh my God. He's like, do you know where Logan is? And he's like, no.
No.
I think he's just trying to like be nice to Logan.
Yeah.
He's like, cool. And then they go off and then Joel and Cameron start making out and talking about their past relationship. And he's like, it's weird that like, you know, you get this one kiss at midnight to like hook up with someone and you're kissing me and you're engaged. So it's like, did you make the rule so you could do this with me? Joel kind of is like, yeah, essentially. Which I'm like, fucked up because they were like exes. They're exes and like,
yeah,
it sounds real abusive.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good situation.
So then they get back and Cameron finds Dante and they start dancing. And then the countdown happens.
Yay!
And it's midnight. And Hannah is just like making eyes at this like go-go dancer and who also shows his butt.
Yep.
I was like, he is in no, guys, he's in a thong. And yet he pulls the thong down to show more butt.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't need to see the booty hole. Like, the thong was fine for me. Okay, I don't mind nudity in movies if, like, it moves the story along. Like, if it's, like, a sex scene or something like that. Like, But if it's just, like, booty to show booty, I'm like, that's stupid. I don't need to see booty holes.
Oh, God. The quote from this episode.
I don't need to see booty holes. On merch 2021.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
everyone who's not a patron would be like, why does the merch store say, I don't need to see a booty hole? Well, you should have been a patron. You'd understand.
Yeah, oh God. So yes, so they all get their magical, not so magical midnight kiss. And then poor Dante's friend is like falling over.
Yeah, Dante's friend gets a little too high / drunk and starts getting sick. And then they basically take off. And then Joel is like, I want to go. And they all end up back at the house. And it's kind of like on the way home, I really feel like I have been in that situation where Cameron has been, where like I can vividly remember this exact situation. It's the reverse gender. Like it's 3 girls and 1 guy. It was this like guy that my friend was interested in. And somehow his head, like he decided my leg was his pillow.
Oh boy.
I was like, this is weird because you're kind of seeing my friend. And I don't know what else to say or do about this, but cool. But he was a leader of a really mediocre band, like a lead singer. So I was like, cool, whatever. His name is Dave. He was kind of nice.
Fun times.
Anyway, but like I've been in that situation where you're like, it's an after the party and like one person is obviously over it and like another person isn't, like, or the other, there's like tension in the car because that's like what it was.
Yeah.
So just like, I don't want to be here. They get back to their house and like Hannah gets into her comfy pajamas and is basically like getting ready to spend the evening watching, I'm assuming, some Hulu, because this is a Hulu movie. So I'm assuming they're watching Hulu. You know, Joel and Logan are off doing their thing. And they actually like, there's this like huge fight between Logan and Joel where actually like Joel or Logan's like, fine, I'm going to go for a swim. And a glass gets broken, but like not because anyone like did anything. It just like fell out of a cabinet. And then Joel way overreacts about it. And then Logan goes swimming naked. And the whole time Logan's in the pool, because like at this point in time, because at the club, you see like the pig mask man walk through. So I'm like, okay, it's one of these people, obviously, because it's the only one in the house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At this point, you kind of think it's Joel.
Right.
But you don't know. They want you to think it's Joel at this point. Like that's the way they're reading it. So when like Logan is in the pool, like swimming, and he's swimming naked, I'm like, the dude's just gonna like hold him down.
Dude, yeah, it was that, or I was like, there's going to be some kind of like toaster oven situation. He's going to drop something in this water to electrocute his ass. Something's going to happen.
Or a Lorena Bobbitt, because his like, you know, was out of the water, but like his chest was, you know, it was weird. It was like a really weird way. Like you could kind of tell that like his lower half was like above the surface, but I was like, how did they... This is weird. I didn't like it. So then he gets out and he's like yelling because he gets a text message and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go for a walk. Like, I'm done. I'm just going to go for a walk. So Logan takes off and goes on a walk. And you kind of forget about Logan for a while.
Yeah, because he disappears.
Right. Cameron's like settling down. You know, he and Hannah talk. But then all of a sudden he gets a text message from a guy.
From Dante.
The guy is Dante. And so they're talking. And Dante stalked his ass there because apparently he was a cater waiter at this event and he recognized, I think, probably Joel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He comes to the house and is like hanging out in the backyard. And I'm like, there was a gate. Like, how the fuck did you get in? Oh, the same. I'll talk about that in a minute. I have theory. And they're like hanging out at this cabana and they start basically like Cameron and Dante start making out. And then they're like, do you have a condom? And you know, Dante's like, no, I don't have a condom. So he has to go find one. And he's gone for like a really long ass time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be real with you. Like, this is where the movie lost me with real life.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting ready to have sex outside. Like, he's revved up his engine. And then he walks into the house, sits down next to Hannah and is like, hi, what are you doing? That's fascinating. Oh yeah, no, I get it. You know, I understand.
They have a whole ass conversation before he even asks for the condom.
Oh, and by the way, do you have a condom? And then they have this conversation. And then she gets him a condom and lube. And it's this whole big thing. And it's like, she's like, yeah, for my night alone, I come prepared. And it's like, you don't know. You could meet a friend of somebody.
Right? Yeah. And then he goes and brushes his teeth. Like, and then it's like a whole thing. I'm like, bro, you were already making out with him for like 20 minutes. Like, okay.
Right. He already knows what your breath smells like. He gonna know you took time. Like, I would be like, if I was like waiting out for someone and I come back and they have minty fresh breath and be like, you left me out in this strange cabana for 45 fucking minutes so you could get a condom and brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Priorities. I'm obviously not one. He gets back, Dante is gone. Because if we flash back to earlier, Joel strangles him with the cabana sheet.
Gasp, gasp.
Because he's super jealous. So at this point, you're really like, oh, Pig Mask Man is definitely Joel because he killed someone.
Yeah.
So now that, you know, Dante was out for 45 minutes and has been murdered and his body has been stashed, Cameron is like searching the house for him, which Hannah does kind of point out like, well, maybe he left.
Right, because you were gone for so fucking long.
Right, like, maybe he was like, I don't have time. But he's like, his clothes are in the garage.
Weird.
It is weird. So he confronts Joel about it, and Joel's like crying, kind of. And Cameron picks up the little card that's like the white card that's typed with the message. And he's like, why did you send these? And he's like, I didn't. And he goes, yeah, you did. They go to Zach's room. They start going through Zach's bag of shit. And they find another one. And it says like, one says like 12.31.13. Cameron said, will you be my kiss at midnight?
Mm-hmm.
And then Joel notices by the closet that there looks to be like a wet thing, which I'm assuming is the champagne bottle because like he broke it on the door. So then the champagne would be on the ground. So he opens it up and that's where they find Zach, which has the carving of the 12/31/13. And so then they go running out. And as he's running out, that's when he sees Pigman. And they're having this big like crazy thing. And then he comes in and basically like Joel and them are all fighting. Cameron fucking takes off and runs out of their driveway like because it's like a big gated place. So he has to like run out of the backyard, down a driveway, hops a couple fucking fences, which is I'm assuming how Dante got in. And then is out on the road like, oh my God, this is horrible. What's happening? And at this point, Logan walks up.
Yeah. Which at this point, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
You Pigman.
Right? That was like my first thought when I was like, Logan is the only one not accounted for in the house. Like when they see it, like Joel and Cameron see him together, I'm like, it's totally Logan.
Right? Because when he's gone, you just assume that he got murdered while he was out. Where you're like, you're either the murderer or got murdered. So.
Exactly. Logan is like, no, we gotta go back. And it's like, of course, Logan can go back. But like, finally, Cameron like musters up the strength. Well, during that point in time, Hannah comes and the Pigman attacks her, cuts her leg, because this is when they get the video of Ryan and that he's in the bathtub bleeding to death with the glitter on his chest.
Yeah.
Then like they're all three basically in the kitchen. And then the Pigman comes, Cameron and Hannah get away for some time and they're hidden and the Pigman opens the door to the room they're in but doesn't look behind the door. And mind you, it's like opaque glass. So it's like you could just kind of look in and be like, moving shadows.
Right. He knew.
So then he tells Hannah, like, he does the nice thing and, like, cleans a wound, puts some hydrogen peroxide, ties a towel around her leg. And it's like, there's a gun. Because, mind you, he was snooping earlier in the office and he found a gun. So he's like, I'm going to go get the gun. And then he gets out to he goes out to the office and the gun is missing. And then he climbs under the desk, right? Bad point of the movie. The killer's bag is, like, to the left of him at this point. And he is hiding in the desk, like in the little hole, but is holding the shovel he has. Like it's basically diagonal and not under the desk. So like about 4 inches sticking out. And yet Pigman does not see this.
His periffs are weak.
Well, I mean, I guess he's wearing that mask.
I guess, but it's just still like funny because it's like, okay.
So then he gets out and leaves because he actually gets like, you hear him get the gun and he's like, oh, fuck, it was in the thing. Cameron gets out and he goes through the guy's bag and he gets like a needle, right? And he like puts it in his pocket and they go and he basically finds Joel at this point in time. He's like duct taped to a chair with fireworks in his mouth. And so Cameron runs in and like throws out
just in time.
And then they're all fighting and everything like that. Hannah basically comes in and like tries to get Joel almost uncut. And then at this point, Pigman walks in with the gun and is like shoots Cameron in the left shoulder. I was trying to figure out which shoulder this was. And he's laying on the ground like bleeding, but like not dying. And he takes off his mask and it's fucking Logan.
Oh my God.
It's Logan, guys. And Logan is like, basically tells him that the very first midnight game they ever played, Cameron's kiss that night was Logan. And he says, I wasn't out yet. And you kissed me. And then because you see the video of it or like the flashback. And it's like they kiss and then Hannah calls for them all to take a photo like as friends. So they stop and take a picture. And then Logan like fades away into the background. And then over the next couple of years, you just see Logan like at the end of the movie, there's like a montage with all the pictures again. And you just see like Logan, like little bits of him in every background picture.
Yeah.
It's very creepy. So he basically says like, how do you think it made me feel? And all this stuff. And Cameron is like, fuck you. And he gets up and they start fighting again. And then Cameron like stabs him in the eye, but not the eye. So it was like
near his eye. Ooh. Yeah. With the needle.
With the needle, he basically like dies, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He gets shot
as well.
Joel shoots him.
Yes.
And then the drugs and the shot kill him.
Right. And then he's just laying out. Well, mind you, during his like villainous rant rage, he makes mention of like, he says to Joel, I saw what you did to his Pisces boyfriend, which means that one, Logan was very close because they weren't like yelling. when they were in the cabana, he's like, what's your sign? And he goes, Pisces. And he's like, oh, I knew you were a Pisces. So it's like, you were very fucking close to them. And then he's like, I saw what you did as Pisces' boyfriend. So afterwards, Cameron confronts Joel because at this point, Joel's fiance has just killed 2 of his friends, almost half of his friend group, essentially. And he says to Cameron, like, hey, maybe we should get back together. Though my fiance just died, I shot him, you stabbed him in the eye, like that kind of thing. And like for a second, you see Cameron like, okay, we've lived through this tragedy together, maybe. And then it all clicks into place. He's like, wait a second, what did you do? Because mind you, he found Dante's lifeless body. And basically, Hannah and Cameron go out to the curb and are sitting on like a decorative rock, a decorative boulder, if you will. And they're like, where's the police? It's been like 20 minutes. And I'm like, bitch, the sun rose.
Yeah.
Like, it's been more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that kind of ends that. And then that goes into the montage of where you see all of the pictures of Logan in the background.
Right. And then they were talking about how he'll go to straight bars now. And I'm like, you better hurry up because all the bars are going to shut down.
You have a week.
Pretty much.
I bet Hannah is more pissed of the 2. Because Joel's in prison now because they totally told on his ass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guaranteeing that like Hannah's just like, you promised to go to bars with me and not ditch me. And now we can't go out. And she's like probably living by herself.
Aww.
I think at this point she's probably moved in with Cameron.
Probably. I feel they quarantined together.
Yes. I like that we've like put out a path for these fictional characters.
Right? We made the sequel.
It's fine. Midnight Kiss, the sequel. How Cameron and Hannah survived quarantine after surviving Pig Mask Man.
It would be great. But I mean, I feel like with these Into the Dark ones, they do have that immense amount of cheese to them that you just have to accept is gonna happen. Knowing that, I still really enjoyed the movie. I'd say like 3.5 stars.
Out
of 5.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't out of 10 because I was like, that's rude.
Yeah, no. Like, I'd say like 3.5 out of 5. Only because it was pretty predictable, like, who the killer was. And then it just like ended. So, I mean, I get most horror movies end pretty abruptly, but I was just kind of like, that's it? I don't know. But I mean, overall, it's fun. I mean, I would probably eventually, like this time of year, watch it again, like, next year or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. What'd you think?
I will say that if this year they came out with Midnight Kiss Revenge, where it's like Joel is broken out of prison and is like haunting the quarantined Cameron and Hannah, I would be down for that.
For sure.
I mean, I would give this a solid 3 because here's the thing. It was cheesy, but it was like entertaining. And one of the things is it's like, I feel like the characters had some, for very short movies, an hour and a half, had some great character development. Like you could tell that Cameron he was very unsure of himself.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that Hannah, as self-sufficient as she was, just needs sometimes the affection that her friends don't afford her. And I think Zach kind of gives the character of like, he's so independent. Like we all have that friend who's like independent to a fault, where you're like, you're so independent that you don't think of anyone else. I would say that overall, it's probably about a 3 out of 5. Yeah. I too, it was so predictable. Basically, when the pig man walked through the bar, I was like, it's Logan. So we will see you back here for a brand new year and brand new topic. It is a true crime. So I think you guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.